Hello to all my Acro starters out there. You've joined me today for primary and Acro level 1. So we're going to get working on our cards. We're going to go through different skills on our cards. I'm not quite sure what you've done with Emily already on these online videos. So we might be recapping stuff, but it's never hurtful to go over it again. And we're going to have a little bit of fun as well, okay? So first thing I need you to do is find a nice big space you can stand in. So I'm in my living room right now, and I've just cleared and moved things around, so I've got a square space that I can stand like a star. And as long as you can stand like a star this way and this way, then we'll be really good for our videos today, okay? So, we're going to warm up to begin with. It's really important that we are nice and warm before we start, so we need to be nice and safe. We need to get our muscles warm. Also, make sure you're only doing this video with other people in your house, but by all means, get your brothers and sisters to join in, or your grown-ups, or whoever else is living in your house. Feel free to get as many people involved as you want to, okay? All right, so we're going to start off with some jumping jacks. So we're going to do 10 jumping jacks facing the front. We're going to do 10 jumping jacks facing the side, and then 10 jumping jacks facing the other side. That's 30 jumping jacks. Okay, now if you need a little rest, you can take a rest, but we're going to try and do it in one go. All right, and then that's going to get us nice and warm. We'll see how we feel. If we don't feel warm after that, we might do some running as well. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the side. No, 9 to the side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, other side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and running because I'm not feeling warm yet, so I don't suppose you are too. So run and get those knees up, get those arms up in front. We're going to keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bum kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to go 20, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hopefully that's got you feeling a little bit warmer. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start working on our flexibility, and we're going to look at something today called a pre-forwards bend. Now, for our pre-forwards bend, what we don't need is we don't need our hands to touch the floor. So we don't need to do this, okay? That's great if we can, but that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is a straight back. So I want your back to be straight like an ironing board. Hands out in front, and we're going to go forwards, keeping your back straight, keeping your back straight, keeping your back straight and your legs straight. And we're going to stop when your back is completely straight, so you make a table. Now, if you can keep your back straight and go even lower to the floor, then that's great. But if we do that, then that's not good. We don't want that, okay? So I need you to see how low you can go, keeping your back completely straight. Now, in primary and in level 1, we don't need to touch the floor, okay? It's just about understanding and feeling when our back goes round and when our back goes straight. And a really helpful tip is I want you to hold your belly button. I want you to put your hands where your belly button is. And I want you to think, when you're going forwards, I want your belly button to be the thing that's put into the ground. So I want you to imagine there's a piece of string tied to your belly button, tied to the floor. And it's being pulled down towards the floor, okay? So you're going to keep your bottom up and your legs straight and your belly button down, arms in front. Remember, pull from that belly button. Now don't let your head stay up and don't look down. Keep your head straight in line. Ready? Pull forwards and belly button's being pulled to the ground. Keep pulling your belly button to the ground. Is your belly button being pulled down? Good. And keep pulling that belly button to the ground, and we should end up with a lovely, flat, straight back. Good job, okay? So that's something I'd like you to practice and think about. If you're not sure if you're doing it right, ask someone. There'll be someone else in your house that you can ask. Can you say, can you check, is my back flat? If I've got a straight line, see if they could balance a cup on it, a plastic cup, or a pillow, and it doesn't fall off, okay? So I want you to think about that. I want you to ask people and say, have I got a straight back? Okay, so that's the flexibility that we're going to work on today, is our forwards bend. So now we've done that, we're going to work on our strength training. And today is all about the planks. So we're only going to hold our plank for 10 counts, 10 seconds. And our plank's not going to be a forearm plank, it's going to be a straight arm. So I want you to stand up, arms straight in front, and think, am I in a nice straight line, or am I arched like this, or arched like this? Okay, so we need a nice straight line. Are my hands close together or are they wide apart? So are my hands straight in front of my shoulders? So we're going to go onto the floor. I'm going to go on a diagonal so hopefully you can see. Okay, so I want you to start on your hands and knees like a cat, because you can see if your back is arched or if it's arched that way as well. And I want you to have a nice straight line. So again, it's all about your belly button. Think about your belly button, and I want you to squeeze your belly button into your spine, into your back, okay? Now what we're going to do is walk our hands forwards, so they're under our shoulders, not too far forwards like this. They need to be under our shoulders, and we're going to lift our feet and squeeze our hips down so we make a straight line like that, okay? All right, we ready? We're going to count 10 and down. Ready? And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, straight back, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Did we have any bananas? Did we have anybody going like this? Because we don't want that. Or like this, because we don't want that. They're two different moves. So no cobras and no downward dogs. So we're going to keep working on our planks and getting them really strong and straight. We're going to keep working on our pre-forwards bends, getting them really flexible in our hamstring and our hips. And now we're going to do our second strength challenge. I've just got to remember what it was because I planned this. Tabletop, how could I forget? So we're going to do our tabletops, all right? Now we do our tabletops to get us really strong, ready for bridges. So we're trying to get our shoulders strong and our hips flexible. So we need your knees together. So your legs can't be apart, they need to be together. And we're going to put your hands behind you. Now the really important thing here is that your fingers are pointing towards your bottoms, not backwards. And there's a really important reason why we do that. If your fingers point backwards and for some reason you're in this position and you quickly jolt and fall, you've got you could really hurt your neck and your collarbone, okay? So what we do is we keep our fingers pointing to our hips, because what that does is that gives us safety to bend our arms and fall without hurting ourselves, okay? So fingers pointing towards your bottoms. We're going to lift knees together, feet together. We're going to lift our tummies up and we're going to count down from 10. Are you ready, boys and girls? Ready? 3, 2, 1, and lift. 10, 9. Can you get your tummies higher than me? 8, 7. Keep those knees squeezed. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay. So we've lifted those tummies up, keeping the knees and the hips together, arms strong, working on getting these shoulders open and just good, nice, strong tummies as well, okay? So that's going to really help us. So let's recap. We have done a pre-forwards bend with a nice straight back. We have done a 10-second plank hold with our tummies lifted and squeezed, making us really strong and straight like an ironing board. And we've done a tabletop hold with a super high tummy and fingers pointing to our feet, okay? So that's our flexibility and our strength done for today, Acro Primary. That's all I want you to think about in Acro Level 1s. But I'd like you to practice them every day now, 5 times before this time next week. So whichever day you're watching this video on, I'd like to practice that 5 times before this time next week, okay? We're going to move on to our balance. And we're going to do our balancing on our right and our left foot. Now for this, you're going to need a prop. So I would like you to go and find a cushion or a pillow, because this is going to be our tester, our magic tester. We are going to balance like a flamingo on one leg, keeping this on our head. Now I've worn the wrong hairstyle for this today. Might not even be able to get it to balance. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we're going to get a cushion or a pillow balanced on our head. Now before we do that, let's talk about where our bodies need to be. So we need to make a T shape with our arms. So we've got flamingo arms. When you lift your leg up, you're going to lift it so high that you're trying to get almost a straight line from your hip to your knee, and your foot is by your toes are by your other knee. So my toes on the leg in the air are by my knee. What I don't want to do, which is what lots of us do, is flick. We're not doing a flick, and knee has to come in front of us. So your knee needs to be in front of your belly button. The other thing which I don't want you to do is a cross. You're not crossing your foot around your leg. We're not a pretzel. So your foot has to come straight up by your knee. Straight up by your knee, okay? And we're going to hold that balance for 5 seconds. We're not on our tiptoes, we're on the flat foot. So we're not going on our tiptoes. What we might do at the end is a both leg tiptoe rise, just as a bit of fun, as a little bit of a tester. Okay, so knee up nice and high, foot touching your knee, and no crossing or wiggling at the back. And we're going to squeeze our toe muscles and hold everything. Have you all got your cushions and pillows ready? If not, you can pause me now really quickly and go and get them. Okay, so let's get our pillow in balance before we start our balance. Okay, so I'm going to lift up and I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, now who can tell me a really good tip to help you keep balanced? Do you think looking around the room like this will help you keep balanced? No. Do you think wiggling your arms around will help you keep balanced? No. Okay, so it's really important that we keep our arms strong and our eyes are just looking at one space. So it might be a really good idea now to just look at me, don't look anywhere else, and only look at my face, because my leg or my arm might wobble. Okay, my face on my pillow, unless I fall. Ooh. Okay, but just look at the screen, don't look around. We're going to lift up. And nice high knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Okay, shall we go for the rise challenge? We're going to take our hands down to our hips and we're going to rise up. Ready? And 5, 4. Keep those ankles together. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, just really quickly, I want you to take a look at my ankles when I rise up. Okay, what some of you might find is happening is this when you rise up. Put your hands up if you do this. Oh, I know there's a few of you. So if you're doing that, that's because our ankles need to get stronger, because we're little, we're young, and our ankles aren't super strong. So when we rise up, I want you to think about pushing your ankles towards each other. So the ankle knuckles need to go towards each other. Now, another trick, you can take that pillow you just had and you can put it between your feet. Okay, and as you rise up, I want you to squeeze that pillow, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. So if your ankles go out, it will drop to the ground. Okay, so shall we try that again? Put that pillow between your feet. And we're going to rise up and squeeze, 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 hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So getting nice strong ankles is really important, because what do we have to do a lot of in acro? We have to do a lot of tumbling, which goes off nice high powered jumps and kicks. So lots of knees up and things like that. And to do that, we have to have a good push off of our ankles. So really good push. So if we're going like that, we're not going to get a good push. We're just going to hurt ourselves. So that's another nice thing I want you to practice. Okay, we're doing super well. We've done our flexibility, we've done our strength, we've done our balance. We're on to our limbering. And today it's all about the shapes. I'm going to shout out a shape. Well, I'm going to do them with you once slowly. Then I'm going to shout out a shape. And it's all down to you to show me these shapes, okay? So, first of all, everyone can show me a pike. I know you all know how to do a pike. So when we do a pike in acro, we should have pointed toes. I'll come back. Pointed toes, feet together. And sitting tall, not like this. Sitting tall, fingers just on the ground. Okay, straddle. We sit like a star, nice straight back. Tuck. Here, so for our tuck, we're coming straight back and toes pointed, elbows up, okay? Now I think there was one more shape I wanted to add on. I'm just going to check. Ball pose. Ball pose. So for our ball pose, we come up and we go down into a ball, okay? So a bit different from our tuck. So I'm going to shout out the shapes really quick, and I want to see if you can keep up with how quick I'm shouting them out. Are you ready? 3, 2, ball pose, tuck, ball pose, straddle, pike, tuck, ball pose, straddle, straddle, pike, tuck, pike, straddle, ball pose, tuck, straddle. Good job. Did you keep up? Good, I hope so. Right, carrying on with our limbering. So I know we know our shapes, because I know we work on them lots and lots, and you do a really good job. And I know you know how to do this next thing, but the words of this next thing, if you do your exam, it's really important you know what the words mean. So I'm going to say some tricky words, some words that are French, and we're going to learn what they mean today, okay? So we're going to start in a first position, like you would if any of you do ballet. And you're going to tendu devant. So the words that I'm teaching you today are tendu, which is the first word, devant. Now tendu devant means point to the front. So the tendu is the point, and devant is the front, okay? So we're going to do it 4 on the right, 4 on the left. Tendu devant, and go. 1, tendu devant. 2, 3, 4. Other side. Tendu devant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So I want you to say it with me now. What's it called? Tendu devant. And again, one more time. Tendu devant. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that to a tendu à la second, or let's say to the second. It's probably easier. Tendu to the second. So if this is tendu devant, what's tendu to the second? Can anybody guess? Who guessed that it was tendu to the side? I bet a few of you did. So tendu to the second position is this, okay? So it's our legs wider apart than they are in our first. So tendu to the second is just pointing our foot to the side, okay? So we're going to go tendu to the second and in. Tendu to the second and in. Tendu to the second and in. Now we're going to go to the other side. Tendu to the second, in. Tendu to the second, in. One more. Tendu to the second, in. Now who can think of a move that starts with a tendu? What if I do this? Handstands. Good one. What about if I do this? Cartwheels. So lots of our moves. Walkovers. Yeah, lots of our moves start with a tendu. Backwards or frontwards, I was going to say bridge kickovers. So it's really important that we understand how to use our tendus. Okay, now what we're going to add in, because at the end of our cartwheel, it has a transfer of weight. So we're going to add in a tendu to the second with a transfer of weight. Now a transfer of weight means you're standing on one leg and you transfer it over to the other leg. So that's your transfer here, okay? But we're going to transfer through a plie. Now plie means to bend. So we're going to go plie, transfer, plie, transfer. Do it with me. Plie, transfer, plie, transfer. Now when I come up after transfer, I can pick that foot up. So plie, transfer. Just check, can you pick that foot up? Plie, transfer. Can you pick it up? Good. We're going to add in our arms. We're making this tricky. So we've got an L, 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 L. Okay. So as our leg goes out, this arm is up in the air. So the same leg that's out is the same arm that's up. Plie, transfer. So I go through aeroplane arms. Plie, transfer. And 2 more times. Plie, transfer. Last one. Plie, transfer. Now let's make that really tricky by adding in the tendu to the second. Okay, so the whole skill, the whole move will go tendu, plie, transfer the weight, close. Tendu, plie, transfer the weight, close. Okay, you ready to do with me? Ready? We're going to do this 4 times and then that's it for today. You've worked really hard, well done. And tendu, plie, transfer, close. Tendu to the second, plie, transfer, close. Tendu to the second, plie, transfer, close. Last time. Tendu to the second, plie, transfer, close. Now when you see all my bigger girls and boys doing their aerials and things like this, they always have to land through the plie to a transfer. And that is why we learn it in the first grades we do. We have to learn how to safely land big powered moves, because unlike gymnasts, we're not going to be doing our tumbling on lovely sprung floors, we're going to be on hard floors. So we need to make sure we've got nice soft landings, okay? Alright, so practice your pre-forwards bend, practice your planks, practice your tables, practice your balancing, especially those ankle rises, and then practice your tendus and transfers. And always practice our shapes, because our shapes are what make all the moves. Alright, I hope you're having fun, whatever you're doing, and staying safe. And I'll see you soon. Bye!